Good afternoon and welcome to Alder Fen Fisheries. We're here with the Revolution Baits team to look at some of our newer range and a bit more product testing. Today I've spoken to Jamie and I've been given the honour of trying our new algae green ground bait for the margins. This is something that I discussed with Jamie a few months ago. He's trying to create a really high fish meal ground bait that's nice and dense. It's an extremely absorbent mix, which is perfect for margins and for the big carp. When they come into the margins, I don't want a light ground bait that's going to waft, come up off the bottom. So Jamie went away after a little task and he's come up with this, and it's been nicknamed the Hulk of the range. It's really high fish meal, it's really dense, and it's full of particles that will hold the bottom when these carp come in. Start mulling about, start wafting everything about. All these big heavy particles, the denseness of the particles in the ground bait will stay on the bottom. Less foul look fish, more fish in your keep net. Again, like the scene at ground bait and other ground baits in the range, it's ridiculously easy to mix. So I'll show you how we do it. I have been lucky enough to give quite a promising peg today, so I'm going to be a little bit optimistic. And we're going to fill it in. So, big bucket, big ground bait. As you can see, it is packed with all sorts of particles. Corn. You can feel the weight in it. It's a lot denser, it's a lot heavier than most ground baits, and that's before we've even put any moisture in it. So, no messing about. Get it in. Proper deep heavy mix. Purpose of doing it with drill over your hands quicker, but it also gives the absorbency of the ground bait a better chance of taking more water, and ultimately that's what I'm after. The heavier the ground bait down the margins, the more happier I am. More chance of it staying on the bottom when them carp come in and start knocking it about. The way I want the ground bait to finish off, that'll all depend on the swim that I want to fish it in, the depth in the bottoms. Ideally 18 inch to 2 foot would be my perfect margin depth on a lovely flat bottom. We all know it's not always that ideal. So I'd wet my ground bait up to this sort of level where you can make it into a nice ball. Happy days, really simple. There's always two other ways that I'd fish it as well. I can over wet it, or if it's really ideal, I'll turn it into a slurry. Today I've got 18 inch and a slight chamfront bottom, so I wouldn't want to put it in a ball, because it's just going to roll down the shelf and roll away from where I want it to fish. So by putting it in and over wetting it a little bit, to a stage now where you can't really make it into a ball because it's almost a paste. And for me, that's how I'd feed that. I wouldn't put it into a ball, I'd put it straight into my cook kit like that, and it's lovely and heavy, straight down.